Back to the Beginning was emotional, chaotic, sometimes a little bit weird, but ended up being full of moments that I will remember forever. But as to be expected with a long program like this, there were some winners, there were some losers, and in hindsight, some surprising no-shows, all of which we need to discuss. And my chief concern obviously was, can Ozzy pull it off one last time? So here are the best, the worst, and the missing from this unforgettable event. Before we start, I want to make one thing clear. These are just the 10 winners that I picked after watching it live. It might change when I watch it over again. The first one is Yungblud. What pipes this guy has. I knew nothing about him, but he took changes and made this his own. It was raw, emotional, and a total MVP moment. Lzzy Hale looked tired, angry, and pissed off, but she totally nailed the Perry Mason cover. I would not want to meet this woman though in a dark alley at night. Now Sammy Hagar, 77 years old, looking and singing like he's 55 or something like that. He makes the rest of us look bad, so whatever they're feeding him, give it to me. Steven Tyler, we had been told that the guy is done, but he's not. He showed up and knocked it out of the park. And if Aerosmith aren't game, then he just has to create a new band. Now David Ellefson, I admit I'm a little bit biased here. This has always been my Megadeth guy. I've met him, interviewed him in all the works, but he was introduced as from Megadeth. That must have hurt for a certain someone, but at least for one day, Dave Ellefson got his band back. Nuno Bettencourt, I always knew that he was amazing, but I think now millions more know as well. He drove through some of the supergroup stuff like a fucking king. Isaac Carpenter, the new Guns N' Roses drummer, he's probably the best thing that has happened to the band for a while. The guy is a fucking beast. Zakk Wylde, after seeing him earlier this year and there with Pantera, he just didn't feel like at home. But then his performance with Ozzy showed us where does Zakk Wylde belong. Now Black Sabbath are clearly older than they were last time they played, but Geezer Butler, he looked on fire, steady and iconic. Now Ozzy's voice, it turned out that the Prince of Darkness had one more show left in him. He might be sitting down, but the pipes are working. And when he sang Mama I'm Coming Home, I swear it, there was some dust in my eyes. Guys, it's very embarrassing, but I actually forgot to mention Slayer, one of my favorite all-time bands. They fucking killed it. Their set was amazing, and this band does not need to retire. Losers might be a little bit of a strong word here. Not everybody had their best day there, and there were some people who maybe sat at home watching this and were a little bit pissed off. This was the second time that I see Pantera perform live this year, and both times it kind of lacked energy. There's no vibe, but this time around also the sound, at least on the guitars, was awful. It just somehow didn't land. Now Randy Blythe from Lamb of God, he can scream Laid to Rest any day, but I'm not sure I would want him to sing Happy Birthday with clean vocals at my birthday. Guns N' Roses, the band was great, but Axl Rose had a really bad day at the office, and that pissed me off a little bit because I actually made a video about them, you can check it up here, where he actually had a good day. But this time he was off pitch, he was off tempo, and it just fell flat. Now it must have hurt for Dave Mustaine if he was watching this to see David Ellefson introduced as from Megadeth. And it makes you wonder, why was David Ellefson there and not Dave Mustaine? The last loser is the band that actually got kicked off before the show even started. I mean, imagine not having performed at Black Sabbath in Ozzy Osbourne's farewell because you wanted money. I mean, that's not a good thing to have on your sheet. Now, when I was watching this, I also realized that there were some people that I would really have loved to see there, but they didn't show up. First of all, Kelly Osbourne. I would have loved to see her do changes with Yungblud. I think that would have been a crazy moment. Tony Martin, Vinnie Appice, and other people that have played a significant role in the career of Black Sabbath. It's almost like they're being airbrushed out of Black Sabbath history. I would have given them at least some moment in the sun during their daytime with the supergroups or something like that. Tommy Aldridge, the guy was there at the beginning of Ozzy's solo career, and he laid down some of the best tracks that Ozzy ever made. He would have been perfect on the drum off because the guy is an absolute beast. Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin are also rock royalty. They came up around the same time like Black Sabbath. And I would have felt it was normal that someone from them would be there. I mean, let's face it, Ian Gillan and Glenn Hughes both sang with Black Sabbath. And then Brian May from Queen. He's a long-term friend of Tony Iommi, so I sort of expected to see him at least with one of the supergroups. In the end, I'm really happy that this event happened in my lifetime. I still remember Live Aid from 1985, and I still remember Freddie Mercury's concert in 91, and I will remember this one for years. I'm curious to hear what you think. Who crushed it? Who failed and who was missing? Tell me in the comments below. And you might want to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next drop. If you're curious to hear more about Axl Rose, then I actually made this video just about a month ago after seeing them live, where I walked out of there asking the question, is Axl Rose done?